Stop for a second and just be honest. You tell yourself, I don't have anyone. I don't know how to meet a woman. I wish I could have a wife like you. Or I'm just alone. And unfortunately, for some of you, no human touch in a year, 2 years, 5 years. So let's just sit with that for a second. That is a form of disconnection at a level that starts changing how you see yourself and how you move, how you show up in the world. So that's what we're going to talk about today, about the real reason why this is happening. And stick with me till the end because it's probably not what you think. But before we go deeper, if you get any value from these videos, like and subscribe to the channel to help spread the message. And if you want to support the show, there is a Patreon and other forms of support below in the description. Your support helps me create more of these long-form videos that are shared publicly. Now, I also want to take a moment to say to everyone who joined the 14-day self-command reset, congratulations, I see you. And I really mean that. I want to thank you for the trust and to tell you that you made a decision to start taking control back over your life. And that is rare. Not everybody has the courage to do that, to change something. And I've already been getting messages from some of you. And I can see that shift starting. So if you're in right now, good for you. Good job. All you have to do is just stay with it, do the work, and enjoy the results. Now, I also got messages from some of you who tried to join after the card closed. And yeah, what can I say, guys? The doors are closed for the founding round. But if you missed it, don't spiral about it. Just join the wait list below. So you're first in line the next time it opens. All right. Now let's begin. So one of the reasons why I'm actually doing this video is because I went through your answers in the form I sent you guys through email. And I mean, really reading what you wrote. And this is what I saw. I just want someone to be next to me, to support me, to love me. I don't know how to meet women. I feel like girls don't like me even though I think I'm good looking. I'm too afraid to let anyone close so I don't get hurt. Yeah, let's pause for a second. Because this is important. What are these statements really about? Because I'm going to tell you what they're not about. They're not about women. They are about fear. Your perception of yourself and the way you relate to yourself. And here's the part I'm here to tell you. You think loneliness is something happening to you. But it's not. It's something being created through patterns. How? Well, you're the one creating your life experience. You are the sole creator of your own reality, whether you are aware of it or not. And that's just a basic truth about us as humans. And if you're not fully grasping that yet, that's okay. I will help you do that. Because your perception of yourself projects outward into your reality. So when it comes to connection, it's actually very simple. You can't feel connected to someone if you feel disconnected from yourself. So what's actually happening? Well, the real reason you're lonely, it's not because there's something wrong with you. It's not because you're cursed or because you're not charming enough. Or it's not bad luck or that you're just unlucky with women or you're just followed by a dark cloud that's constantly raining over you. It's none of that. It's the pattern you've been living in every single day and the way your life is structured. So let's take another look at a few more of your own statements. Watching TV for hours, scrolling, hours of adult content, keeping myself occupied with meaningless binge watching. I can't control my feelings and my mind. Yeah, so let's just observe this, but without judgment. Okay? You spend most of your time alone, in your head, avoiding discomfort, escaping your reality instead of being engaged with it. And then you expect connections to show up in your life. You expect women to just pop out of nowhere in your life. That's the disconnect. You are training for isolation and expecting connection as a result. That's like going to the gym every day, training your arms, and then expecting your legs to grow. It doesn't work like that. And I know changing feels really uncomfortable because that means stepping outside the comfort zone you built. But let me ask you something. What if that comfort is exactly why you feel lonely and hopeless when it comes to relationships? Think about it. Now let's go deeper. Because patterns, they don't just appear out of nowhere. They don't exist alone. Your life is not happening randomly. Your life is not happening to you. All of this is reinforced by your belief system. You are literally rendering your life through your energy and your belief system. And I know this might sound like something you've heard before. Yeah, it can sound like a cliche. But why? It's repeated so often because it's true, guys. But most people don't understand what it actually means. So let me make it very, very clear. What you believe shapes what you do. And then what you do, right? Your actions shape what you experience. And then what you experience closes the circle and reinforces what you believe. So if your internal story is, I'm not enough, I don't know how, I'll get rejected, your actions will reflect exactly that. You won't approach, you won't be vulnerable, you don't open up, and you stay safe in the comfort of your own house or bedroom. And then what's reality going to respond to that? It's going to confirm I am alone. And it's going to feel true. But it's not truth. It's just conditioning. It's repetition. It's a loop. And the problem is most people don't even question that story. They just live in it. Like they're trapped. Now, let me tell you why I actually care about this, because there's still a lot of confusion out there. Well, besides creative visuals and music, those of you who've been following me for a while, they know that. Well, my other deep passion is helping people live better lives. That's one of the main reasons I shifted my content. It's because I notice patterns and I observe people. I'm kind of like an introvert extrovert of some sort. And I watch how people think, how they move, how they react. And honestly, I've spent almost my entire life doing a deep dive into this. Who we are as human beings and why things happen the way they do. But also, guys, I'm not sitting here like I have it all figured out from the beginning. You know, I've been stuck in patterns too. I've been stuck in loops and I've had a lot of habits and ways of thinking that kept me small, stuck, and disconnected. And I'm actually proud to say that I got out of them. And don't imagine I did magically or perfectly. No, I got out of those loops through trial and error by making a lot of mistakes, by putting myself in uncomfortable situations that I didn't feel ready for many times. And exactly that process gave me a level of understanding and wisdom that I'm so passionate now to share with you. Because I do believe this community, and especially this community, deserves growth, self awareness, and real change too. So, not just distraction and coping and staying stuck in the same destructive patterns. I'm here for a real shift. And by the way, if you've been here for a while, you might notice that things are shifting. Yeah, the direction of my content, the focus, the name, that version of me that got your attention in the first place is changing too. But this version, me now, is here to help you change your life. I'm here to help you become more aware and more grounded, and also take a hold on what is controlling you. And now we're focusing on that. So, through my life experience, who, as I was saying, was also chaotic and messy at times, what I found is actually very simple. It's not easy. Don't get me wrong. To make this kind of change is not easy at all, but it is pretty simple when you think about it. And it's exactly this. And I know a lot of people don't want to admit it, but it's the truth. We are more in control than we want to think. People just don't want to hear that. But your life is not failing, all right? It's executing exactly what you trained it to do. So if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling alone, it's not because you're hopeless or because there's something wrong with you. It's because certain patterns have been repeated long enough that they became your reality. All right? And the moment you start changing those patterns, your life is going to start responding differently. When you learn how to take control of your own mind, you're going to start shaping your reality differently. And yes, some of you are not going to like to hear this, but yeah, there are some laws. Those laws that maybe some of you know about, that you heard about, that are universal and immutable. Even laws of manifestation, if you want to call them that. And you know what? They are real. Whether you agree or not, they will still apply to your life. So listen, if nothing worked for you until now, could it be that this is exactly your blind spot? You might as well just try to understand this. These laws are true, and the blueprint that people create their lives with. But listen, not in the way you may think, all right? Not in a woo-woo, rah-rah-rah way, not sitting on the couch and wishing and visualizing and thinking positive thoughts, then expecting for lives to suddenly shift miraculously and for women to just pop out and your desires to just magically appear in your life. No. I'm talking about what you focus on, what you repeat, what you believe, what you act on, what you embody, so therefore your energy, and also the stories you tell yourself, and the pain you hold on to, and the patterns you're not even aware of. All of that creates your reality. Okay? So now let's bring it back to your loneliness. One of the biggest reasons you feel this way is because your life is structured around solo behaviors, and especially when it comes to intimacy and relationships. Let that sink in. Every time you avoid interaction and you choose a screen and your comfort zone, you literally train your brain to cope alone, to regulate alone, and to simply exist alone. And if you do that enough time, it's going to become who you think you are, aka your identity. So now when real life connections show up, it feels awkward and unnatural and scary and overwhelming. Why? Because you're out of practice, or you don't have practice at all, not because you're broken. It's just your system is not built for that connection that you want. It's trained for isolation, for loneliness. So listen, if this resonates with you and you want to break that loop in a way that doesn't feel like punishment, okay? Because not everything has to be like a punishment and to feel so hard and like you are denying yourself of a part of you or your desires and live in a constant tug of war with yourself. That's what the 14-day self-command reset is doing. And yes, right now it's closed, but you can join the waitlist below. And in the meantime, you can start using the Kink Shame Exit Kit. First of all, it's completely free and it will help you interrupt this loop in real time. It's extremely effective if you actually use it. And also, if you get value from this content and you believe this community deserves to be stronger and less stigmatized, consider supporting this show on Patreon. That's how I keep doing this. I put this dress that keeps lifting. Let's talk about something real, like something that you can start doing today. Because just understanding this theory without taking any form of action obviously is not going to change anything. So here are 3 things you can start doing as soon as now, today, immediately. First, interrupt the isolation pattern. And don't think like you have to become social overnight. No, just stop reinforcing that isolation and you can start small. Like go somewhere public, go outside, talk to one real person, reach out to someone. Just break the I exist alone loop and accept that yes, it might feel awkward and that is okay. That's exposure and you actually need exposure. Then 2, stop believing every thought your mind says. When you hear in your mind things like, I'm not enough, I don't know how, I'm hopeless, just pause and take a deep breath, because that is not truth, all right? That is the repetition and the conditioning. But the moment you start interrupting that, you will install a new truth in your mind. And your mind soon enough is going to start believe it. A new story, a new identity. Then 3, build evidence, not motivation. You don't need to wait to feel ready to do something or to wait for the perfect moment. No, you just need proof. And you create that by taking 1 action per day. 1 conversation, 1 moment of presence, 1 decision that breaks the pattern. That's how you begin to build that self-trust that right now you are lacking. And then 4, actually do it. You actually need to make a decision to do something different. And then do it. Just do something, because wishing without action tells your mind the old story. Like, I don't follow through. I can't trust myself. I say I want to change, but I don't do it. I never move. And every time you repeat even that, like saying you're going to do something but you don't, you also reinforce the same identity. So I'm going to ask you this. What are you going to do differently today? Like now. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, not waiting for the perfect moment. No, now, today. Write it down. Just put it on a freaking post-it. Post it. And put it on your mirror in the bathroom, and then just do it. Get up your butt and do it. Listen, the man who makes connections in real life is not the one who got lucky. He's not necessarily the one who was born handsome or charming, like some of you think. You know, there are things that matter much more than that. The person who creates that change is the one who stops hiding, the one who stopped escaping and started showing up. Imperfectly, but then he showed up again and again and again until it became natural. Because being resilient has more weight than being charming. All right? And being stubborn in your desire to grow as a person is much more powerful than just looks. You know how I know that? Well, because not so long ago, that was me. Yeah, I'm the example. And I know you're going to say, yeah, well, it's so lucky for you because you're a woman and you're so attractive. Yeah, I know I'm attractive. A lot of people assume that I'm lucky because I have great looks. But hey, you know what? There were times in my life where my life didn't reflect my looks. You know what it reflected? My beliefs and my focus and the energy I embodied. That's how I know what I'm telling you is true. Through actual life experience. Yeah? Through making mistakes and then learning from them. Because once I changed what was happening inside of me, my life started changing outside of me too. So, if you open your mind and you start taking small but real steps in time, I promise you, you will see big changes. And one day, you will look back and be proud of how far you've come. It's just how life is. So, if you watched this far, you already know there's a part of you that's done with this loop. So do me a favor and comment real below so I know you received the message. Join the waitlist to make it easier to stick with the plan and download the Kink Shame Exit Kit to take the first step. Work with it and see how well it does. And if you get value from this video, consider supporting the show on Patreon. The change we want to see out there in the world, in this community that we're part of, starts with us at the individual level and with our self-command. You're not alone because you're broken. You're alone because of repeated patterns. And patterns can change. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.